In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Stage 2 Eastern Extension, expanding O-Train service to Trim in Orléans. Westbound to Tunney's Pasture, Trim Station. Trim Station is the eastern terminus for O-Train Line 1 and Line 3. You can see a large park and ride entrance building that connects into the highway median of the 174, where the train station is. Beautiful new sign, new look for the park and ride signage, as we take a look now at the main entrance of the station itself. From this entrance, you can access the train platforms or the bus platforms for local bus service in Orléans. Looking inside now, the fare gates, the ticket vending machines. You can see the stairs, the escalator that goes up, the elevators that go to the upper level walkway, and just behind on the right, the door to the bus platforms themselves. Lots of bike racks outside to store and lock bikes. And of course, the pedestrian crossing that links into the highway median where the train platforms are. Definitely a really interesting station, like always. Be sure to check out our walkthrough of Trim Station that we did last year during Doors Open Ottawa. Once trains depart Trim Station, they will travel several kilometers to reach the next station on the line heading westbound, continuing on in the 174 median to reach next station, Place d'Orléans. This is a very important station, very busy with lots of bus connections. Pretty much all bus routes in Orléans reach Place d'Orléans station. You can see the park and ride on the bottom right, crosses over into the median where the train platforms are, the bus loop and bus local service off into the top of the screen, and then the pedestrian crossing that also connects into the Place d'Orléans Mall itself. You can see here the entrance on Champlain Street goes straight down into the train platforms, as well as a long escalator that goes back up to the pedestrian crossings to either reach the park and ride, the bus, or the mall itself. Of course, there's a new standalone entrance, so for those people walking across the street, ground level from the mall, you will access the station through those new fare gates and ticket area. Now we're in the Legacy pedestrian crossing. On the park and ride side, looking towards the bus and the mall, you can see the new opening that they created to allow access to the trains. Looking inside here, you can see the fare gates, ticket vending machines. There's elevators here that go downstairs, escalator that brings you back up. And what's really neat is that it's kind of like bolted on to the existing structure. However, since it's not completely enclosed, I guess we are going to see a bit of snow buildup in this general area. Now looking at the new fare paid zone pedestrian crossing, closer to the mall and the bus loop. This is where the old stairs used to be going down to the levels where the bus platforms used to be. Now it's the fare gate entrance to reach, again, either the bus or to reach the trains. You can see the fare gates, the elevators are just at the far end on the right. And now a final look from the pedestrian crossing that connects into the mall with some nice frost on the windows. We'll take a final look down at the new fare paid zone entrance from the mall parking. Final look here towards the Champlain entrance as we depart Place d'Orléans station and head westbound to our next station, our next stop, which is going to be next station, Convent Glen. And Convent Glen station is located on the overpass of Orléans Boulevard, and you can see the station itself, traction power substation near the top right by the station. Entrances on both sides, so the east and west side of the overpass, elevators, stairs, and of course lots of glass looking down to the highway itself. And we can see from here bus platforms or bus stops on both sides of the overpass, stop A and stop B. Definitely a really interesting station. Integrates really well into the community here, not too far from anyone really. And you can see now the station itself looking down from the overpass. Platforms on both sides. It's a center platform station, obviously. So once you go down, you don't have to worry about which side you need to go down on. You can just cross on the same platform. Eastbound, westbound, it's very simple. You can see elevators going down on both sides. The stairs. Nice glass curtain wall at the end. One of the entrances here. And a nice glass curtain wall in the front. There's also some indigenous artwork right at the station entrance behind the glass curtain wall. Very nice to see that here in Orleans. As much as I'd like to get closer to the entrance, we got this pretty aggressive looking security system right by the entrance here. So yeah, we're staying away from that. Looking down again at the platforms, you can see some of the service rooms, the elevator, the end of the platform at the opposite end. Really a nice station, nice clean look, glass, bright, and of course the O-Train lolly stop signifying that the O-Train is soon to arrive here in Orleans. As we continue on from Convent Glen Station to our next stop, which is not too far off in the distance. Next station, Jeanne d'Arc. And this station is going to be really popular again because it's the westernmost station for Orleans. Already had a lot of bus activity in this area due to the highway on and off ramps. So that is only going to continue on as it did before. You can see the traction power substation near the top left. And of course, in the distance up to the left, you can see they created a roundabout and some bus layup area for buses being able to service this station to be able to turn around easily. From the Jeanne d'Arc overpass now, we can see the entrances to the station itself. The bus stops on the side of the road, stop A and stop B. Looking in towards the entrance now of Jeanne d'Arc Station, glass curtain wall as we look towards the plaza area that I constantly talk about. It would be great to have a barbecue out here, but now that it's the winter, I'm just going to say a beaver tail stand and some hot chocolate would be pretty nice. Looking down again further west to the next stations, you can see the platforms again, elevators, center platform, just like all the other stations. There are also some sound isolation walls on pretty much all the stations in the east, as the stations are located adjacent and right next to the highway itself. They definitely help diminish and attenuate the noise coming from the cars traveling on the highway. One final look as we prepare to head west to our next stop after Jeanne d'Arc. Heads down the 174 for quite a bit, curves up near Greens Creek until we reach our fifth and final stop on the east extension. Next station, Montreal. And what's again always interesting about this station, everything in this area has completely changed from the inception to this time where we are at now. The old highway overpasses were demolished. New ones were built off to the sides. The train station was built in the middle where the old highway used to be. It's very impressive how this has completely changed. Whether you're coming from on top over the highway or you're walking or driving underneath, it's so much brighter, it's so much more inviting, lots more space. It used to be very sketchy in the past when you would walk underneath there because of all the concrete, the horrible sight lines, the darkness. It's really a transformed location and a new station. Again, entrances on both sides underneath, local bus service down there as well. and you can see the train platforms up again on the top. If you haven't seen the station enough already, be sure to check out our Montreal station walkthrough that we did this past summer. As we continue on one last time farther west to reach Blair Station, which is the current terminus in the east for O Train Line 1. You can see the rail flyover that ramps up and allows the trains to cross over the westbound lanes of the 174 to line up and reach the old transitway alignment that gave a straight shot into Blair Station. As we continue on here, the train passes just alongside the Costco and the new pocket track. It's a third track in the middle to be able to store trains for either ramping up or ramping down service. As we look towards Blair and the opening, hopefully in the next couple months, of O Train Stage 2 East, Line 1. Be sure to stay with us as we look forward to the ramp up of trial running, hopefully to begin in the next few months, and the eventual opening early 2026.